right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, good morning and welcome back to fishing. So for some of you, this might be the trip that you've been waiting for since about October last year. We are about to go fluke fishing. It is May 2nd, the second day of the season, and I am off from work. It is a Monday, so that's a sign. They opened the season early this year, so I am hoping that I can capitalize on this golden opportunity. All systems are good to go. The only little bit of an issue, and it's a little issue, is that it's a little rainy out right now, but I can handle that as long as the wind doesn't pick up. It's warm enough. I can't see why we couldn't get into something right now. I have a good feeling about this. But we're gonna go to an area I've been to in quite some time, so we got a little drive ahead of us. And I'm hoping to get on some good action. They changed the regulations for this year, so it's now 18.5 inches and 4 fish, I believe. So I'll be happy with one keeper, but heck, if we can get multiple, my freezer is empty. I really would love to get some fish. Let's see what we can do with that. We're gonna be fishing predominantly gulp on some jig heads, maybe on bucktails. We'll see how that goes. I'm also bringing my striped bass gear because that's plan B if they're around, because they should be. But either way, I'm just looking to have a good time, and if the first spot really doesn't pan out, I got some alternatives for other areas too. So one way or another, if you're watching this video, as I like to say, something is about to happen. So stay tuned, because you know what we're about to do. Get some fishing accomplished. So we're gonna give it a shot for the fluke. Water clarity actually looks pretty good for this area. Tide's coming in for sure. We're gonna fish some Berkeley gulp, the swimming mullet, because that's all I got. And we're just gonna fish this 1/2 ounce jig head. Might even be 3/8 ounce, I don't know, but we're gonna go as light as we can. If this isn't heavy enough, we will upsize, but let's give this spot a shot. We're right in a pretty nice drop off. Of course, we're tangled around the tip, but once we get that sorted out, yeah, we're good to go. So we're gonna drift around. We got some rain coming in, but we're just gonna move around till we find something. Here we go. A little bit of wind against tide, but we should be able to manage something here. That might be a bite. That's a bite. Got him. Got him. Doesn't feel like a fluke, but who knows? Sea robin? Oh boy. Whatever, at least we're catching something. You guys are in early, but if you're around, there should be some fluke around. Something. All right, back down we go. All right, sea robin. It's not a total loss today. Keep a bunch of them for food. Love to get some fish in the freezer tonight, and if life hands you sea robins, it is an option. Not disgusting, but let's not give up on fluke just yet. Day is young. Round 2. See if we can get a fluke this time. Oh, that's a bite. That's a bite. Got him. That might be a fluke. That's a fluke. Or a sea robin. Sea robin. For a second, wanted you to be a fluke, but no dice. Bite. Can't tell, probably sea robin indeed. The other kind of sea robin. So that's 2 different kinds of sea robin. Very nice. Not really. Another sea robin of the other variety, so 2 different kinds of sea robins, so that's cool. See if we can gradually make our way to flatfish. That's a bite. Oh, that's a good fluke. That's a good fluke. Maybe not, I don't know. Felt like a good fluke for a sec. I don't know what we got. I think it's maybe some foul hook. That's a fluke. All right, well, we got that. Mission accomplished. Or should I say fishing accomplished. Must have been really dug in at first. Got some weird parasite things on them. First fluke of the season. Getting a little worried there for a second. Got a fluke. So all is not lost no matter what. We got what we came for in terms of species. Now let's just see if we can get the size. But one fluke in the boat, there's got to be more. So when I got in, it was definitely wind versus tide, and I think it still is, but I just checked my tide app, and the tide is just about to peak, like in the next, either now or next hour, depending on a few factors, which I don't have the time or energy to look into right now. But that being said, the wind is coming at us this way. Tide was coming in that way, but it's starting to slow down. So we're kind of just in a weird spot right now. Once it switches to outgoing, we might get a little bit better of a drift, but since that tide is starting to slow down, the bite has definitely dropped a little bit. But we're gonna keep fishing, obviously, and we're gonna keep trying to get fluke, even though we are marking some occasional pockets of bait, like you can see on the screen right now, and that's pretty close to the bottom, so that's a good thing. And every so often we'll mark some good stripers too, it looks like. But let's really push hard on these fluke. I got all day, so should be able to put something together. So as I alluded to in the last clip, I got in just as the tide was really starting to rush in towards peak, and I got into a fairly good bite right as I got into the water and got onto a groove. A lot of the fish were really lethargic, like they grab it and spit it out, grab it and spit it out. Some of them were sea robins, but obviously some of them are fluke. But once that tide switched from like peak until once it finally started going to outgoing, I really struggled to put a good bite together. And it was just a really awkward drift. The wind really kicked up and it got very, very difficult to effectively fish until the tide started to move out again. But we did put a few more bites together. Just dropped the fish. Didn't take long to get him, so maybe it's still down there. Well, I know it's down there still, but maybe he'll come back. This wind is definitely a buzzkill right now, though. The wind and the weak peak tide. Wind is supposed to die out throughout the day, and it's not even really supposed to get that strong, but you never know. The forecast sometimes is just completely wrong, so we'll call it like we see it. It won't be too hard to get back to the launch if everything remains the same. Got it. Really finicky. Got it that time. That's a fluke. That's a better fluke too. Might be a net marine fish. Let's not get run over. Not a keeper, so we can go. Just got another fluke. Came off right at the boat. It wasn't a keeper, so it didn't really bother me too much, but we can get them. They're finicky though. They're like picking it up, spitting it out, so definitely gotta be very alert to these fish today. If we get a big one, it's gonna be a nail biter. Okay, and what you're about to see right now is when this trip completely turns around and I catch one of the biggest fluke you've ever seen in your entire life on YouTube. Just kidding, that's a total lie. That's a fluke. Not a big one. Definitely a fluke. Little washcloth. Little palm size napkin, even, not even a washcloth. Another little baby fluke in the boat. Got him right back. Let's see if we can catch something literally 20 times that size. Go. Ooh, this might be good. This feels good. A bit shallower. Ooh, don't be a sea robin. Massive sea robin. Wasn't sure for a sec, but it started to get a little suspect towards the end. Should have known. Whatever. At least we're catching something. That's bite. That's bite. Oh, so finicky. Come on. That's Fluke. And it's gone. That's how it's going today, folks. He wasn't that big, but still. He's back. You come back sometimes. It's got to be a fluke. Or not. Or just a sea robin. Whatever. At least we're catching something. So far, just a lot of wind and a lot of sea robins. I'm surprised they're in this thick already, but I guess I shouldn't be. See if the bucktail makes a difference. So we know there's fish around, and the visibility is probably not great today, so maybe this will make a difference. I don't know. We're just gonna keep trying stuff till something takes, or we decide to give up. Well, was that a fish or a party? Got him. Oh, that might be a good fluke. That's a fluke for sure. This might be the fish we've been looking for. It's lightening up a little bit, but yeah, we're gonna not do. Come on. Come on. Maybe. I don't think so, but maybe. I don't know what an 18.5 inch fluke looks like anymore. I don't think so. Maybe like 15 or 16. Weird nose. Nah, you're not 18.5. Better than what we've been getting now. Okay, just got our first fluke in quite a while. Not a keeper, but definitely a step in the right direction with all the slow you know, sea robins and all that. Tide is definitely starting to move again, so this is like my last hope that we're gonna get on some decent fish, but we'll give it a little bit of time, but I don't want to go crazy. Do have to work tomorrow, so it'd be nice to be able to just chillax, but it'd be even better if we can bring some fresh fish home, because it's been a while. Fluke. No doubt it's a fluke. They're all just holding right over here. I don't think so. Nah. Getting better though. Worm action on them. Just out of curiosity's sake, I have no idea how big this fish is, so just so we have an idea. This fish, mouth closed, 16.5, 2 inches shy. Alright, we got another fluke, so at least we're on some kind of consistent bite. It's not hot and heavy, but they're all kind of doing the same thing in this one specific spot. So let's go over it again, see if we can get one that's 2 inches bigger. All right, so I think I'm gonna throw in the towel. Overall, it wasn't a terrible outing considering it was the first time we've attempted Fluke this season. I think we could have done a bit better if we got some better conditions. As soon as we got in, obviously we had to wait because there was a thunderstorm, or maybe not obviously, I don't know if I said that. We had to wait out probably the first hour we got here. And then on top of that, obviously there's no real sun, so visibility is an issue. And then on top of all of that, the wind was pretty strong, and it was a wind versus tide initially, and then just wind over just slack tide eventually. So first half of the session I had far from ideal conditions, and we did get a little bit of a bite when the tide switched to outgoing. All the bites were really in about 20 to 30 feet of water. A lot of sea robins, a few short fluke, all on gulp, fishing about, I don't know, 3/8 to ½ ounce jig heads or bucktails with gulp swimming mullets. I definitely need to stock up on some more gulp. I would have liked to have thrown some larger profile stuff, but there's a lot of things I would have done differently if I prepared for this a little bit more, but that'll be the next session. So I think we got a video. I'm guessing I'll make this video consider I'm doing an outro, but thank you for watching as always. Please make sure to like and subscribe. Catch you in the water next time, and goodbye from Fishin'.